Beste Nederlanders in Hong Kong en Macau. Dear friends of the Netherlands. Please allow me first to say a few words in Dutch. Vandaag vieren wij de 55ste verjaardag van zijn Majesteit Koning Willem-Alexander. Helaas voor het derde jaar op rij niet met een feestje. De regels laten ook dit jaar niet toe dat wij met elkaar samenkomen om onze nationale feestdag te vieren. Daarom dit jaar een videoboodschap van mij met na afloop de korte film Biomimicry. Een fantastische dansvoorstelling door Jing Mao, een van de solisten van het Nationale Ballet, in ontwerpen van de designer Iris van Herpen, op muziek van Thijs de Vlieger en Lavinia Meijer. Een bijzondere ode aan Nederland, dat graag staat voor vrijheid, duurzaamheid en innovatie. Daarover later meer. Due to the pandemic measures in place, this marks the third year we cannot celebrate His Majesty's birthday. Instead, you will hear a few words from me, followed by a beautiful short film with Jing Mao, one of the soloists of the Dutch National Ballet, performing biomimicry in designer dresses by Iris van Herpen and accompanied by the sounds of Thijs de Vlieger and Lavinia Meijer. An extraordinary ode to the Netherlands, which proudly stands for freedom, sustainability, and innovation. About that, more later. I, for one, did not think that we would be in the current situation. Only a few months ago, we all felt quite secure that the Hong Kong government was on the right track in keeping COVID out of the city. We were quite accepting of the fact that this meant we were shut off from the rest of the world, not able to have friends and family or our business partners visit. The team at the Consulate General had already gotten together to brainstorm about what we would do to celebrate the reopening in the month of April. We were looking forward to once again presenting Dutch Days to showcase the many facets of Dutch arts and culture and creativity and innovation, and to round it all off with an orange party on the occasion of our National Day. Then the fifth wave engulfed the city and threw us all back to those first frightening days of the pandemic. The people of Hong Kong have had to endure a very difficult and challenging time in tackling this latest wave, the deadliest so far. I take this opportunity to express our heartfelt condolences to the many who have suffered from COVID and lost loved ones, and express our support to the Hong Kong authorities as they try to bring caseloads down and the virus back under control. Together we fight the virus. We truly hope that Hong Kong can soon join the rest of the world in opening up again, so that Hong Kong can quickly get back to doing what it does best, doing business. Last year, the world was still very much in the throes of the pandemic. The picture you see behind me, to me, evokes the surrealism of this time. It is a modern-day icescape, reminiscent of those produced by famous Dutch painters in the 16th and 17th centuries. This photograph by Jeroen Hofman was taken on Walcheren in the province of Zeeland, one of the couple of days in the winter of 2021 when temperatures dipped below 0 degrees for long enough for the many rivers and lakes to freeze over. The people in the picture were able to forget about the pandemic and the restrictions in force to enjoy the age-old sport of skating. The photographer too put on his skates and took to the river after having finished this shoot. This work was purchased by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for the residents. The Dutch state purchased this house in 1971, and on the occasion of the 50 years that have passed since, the residence has had a complete makeover. It now features all new Dutch-designed and manufactured furniture pieces and works of art. I hope to be able to show off this unique calling card again this year, as the city slowly opens up to delegations and others from the Netherlands. I arrived a little over a year and a half ago, in what was already called the new era of Hong Kong. Depending on where you stand, Hong Kong is back or has changed permanently. The pandemic makes it difficult to know whether this change is for the better. I hear Hong Kong has reinvented itself before and will do so again. I am an optimist. I believe that change is good. I'm hoping that the new Hong Kong will still feel like home for those who live here once we can get back to doing business again. but also that Hong Kong will be that connector again of East and West, where people from so many different cultures and traditions light up the city with their positive energy. Optimists are having a very difficult time right now. We really did think that we were collectively working for a better world, where people's rights and freedoms are increasingly respected, and countries would more often than not come together to fight climate change and other transnational challenges, and that war would become a thing of the past. How naive we turned out to be. There is a ruthless war going on in Ukraine, right at the doorstep of the European Union. To quote my mother, closer to Amsterdam than is Lisbon. I will say it again, we stand with Ukraine. We cannot give in to aggression and to old ways of thinking. The impact of this war in Europe is huge. We are very far away here to maybe notice, but I can assure you the events of the last 2 months are reshaping the continent fast, bringing it together like never before and making it stronger for it. Make no mistake, the European Union stands firmly for its values: human dignity, freedom, democracy, equality, the rule of law, and human rights. I think we can all be proud of hailing from a country that consistently strives to live up to these values, both domestically and internationally. Freedom is one of the core values the Netherlands wants to project abroad, and at the Consul General, we too aim to promote this. Climate change is the overriding concern that inspires a profound change in the way we shape our society. If we do not take action now, we will all suffer the dire consequences. The Netherlands is basically a river delta, and fully 2/3 lies at or below sea level. Rising temperatures mean rising water levels, means more chances of flooding. And even though we are rightly proud of the way we manage our water, we are also fully aware that the battle against water is constant and must be unrelenting. Climate adaptation is key and top of the Dutch agenda for international cooperation. We believe we have lots to offer, if only because we too still have a long way to go towards sustainability and can therefore share in the many challenges we face. But it all starts with a plan and the will to change. And we need to act, not just talk about change. Transitioning to a carbon-neutral world means we must make the best use of all the creative minds out there, harness their ideas, and make them marketable as quickly as possible. Innovation is what will drive positive change towards a circular economy. The Netherlands consistently ranks high on lists that measure innovational capabilities. It is standard government policy to support a learning and research environment in which out-of-the-box thinking and creativity thrives. The Dutch are rightly proud of a DNA in which research, government, and business constantly work together and interact to push forward smart solutions to ever greater challenges. A golden triangle for a new golden age. Freedom, sustainability, innovation. These 3 terms summarize the mission of the Consulate General in the coming year. We hope, first and foremost, that in due course the scourge of the pandemic will have been overcome and will no longer play the disruptive role it has until now. But as the city reopens, we hope to once again connect Dutch ingenuity to Hong Kong opportunity, to help Dutch companies find new markets for innovative solutions, for researchers to find new partners for cooperation, all to assist Hong Kong in achieving its own goals towards carbon neutral. And we hope to be able to share those European values we so cherish with the people of Hong Kong, to continue to support civil society, whether it be students, academia, the LGBTQIA+ community, women, NGOs, everyone that is part of and plays a part in the rich fabric of Hong Kong society. King Willem-Alexander is celebrating his 55th birthday today. This year, the king, together with his wife Queen Maxima and their 3 daughters, will visit the city of Maastricht. They will walk through this southern Dutch city and be invited to participate in all manner of events around the topic of leef, live. And in many other towns and cities in the Netherlands, people will finally be back out in the streets to celebrate. There will be traditional flea markets, open-air concerts, and fun and games for young and old throughout the country. In Hong Kong, meanwhile, we will have to hold out a little longer for people to finally be able to get together in large groups again. But I am sure we will get there sooner rather than later. Dear friends of the Netherlands, I wish you all a special day, and more especially good health and good fortune in the year to come. We at the Consulate General are rearing to get going again. I would also take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Lam, as she's nearing the end of her term, for her enduring commitment to Dutch-Hong Kong ties. I'm looking forward to cooperating with the next Chief Executive and their team. Beste Nederlanders in Hongkong en Macau. Op het consulaat-generaal zien wij vol verlangen uit u weer vol van dienst te kunnen zijn en u weer in levende lijven te ontmoeten. Wij wensen u allen een mooie dag en veel gezondheid en geluk toe. I would like to introduce to you the short 6.5-minute film Biomimicry, produced for the Dutch National Ballet and Iris van Herpen, a renowned Dutch designer. Soloist Jingjing Mao, born in China, now living in the Netherlands, performs a mesmerizing dance in extravagant Van Herpen designer dresses to music composed by Thijs de Vlieger and Lavinia Meijer, for which they received a 2020 Buma Award for Best Original Composition Experience. It brings together Dutch creativity and innovation and exceptional performing arts. It takes you away to a different world, yet keeps you grounded to here and now. Please enjoy. I hope to see many of you again in the year to come.